The truth is, man, the more that we're trying to work on ourselves, the more that we're trying to be better, the harder it's going to get. Because if the grind was easy, then everybody would be so easily and be willing to do it. But the thing is that the things that we're trying to accomplish, the things that we're trying to go after, we have to remain focused and be consistent with the goals that we have. And at the end of the day, we always come to a point in our lives where we're like, what do we really want to do out of life? What do we really want to get and grind and work for? What is the point and what are we driven by, right? And I think that whenever we sit here and we start to analyze and really look at what life looks like for us, we start to control the thoughts and the actions that we have, and we realize and accept that it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. People don't really talk about the losses that you go through, whether that's emotional loss, whether that's relationship loss. People don't really talk about what it really looks like in the tough times. People say it's going to be tough and that it's going to be hard, but they don't really get into the detail of what that really looks like, right? They say you're going to lose friends, but they don't know what those conversations look like, right? You know that whenever you start isolating yourself, that it's going to be a different road than you being around a big crowd of people, but they don't talk about how lonely it is, right? And the thing is that we got to realize is that the more that we want it, the more that, we want to keep going, and the more that we want to keep grinding, is going to take those times that we have to work through. And I think that whenever we're trying to figure life out, whenever we're trying to really stand on business, if you will, and really accomplish everything that we said that we would, it's going to take the unknown the unknown territory that you have not been through yet. You know what I'm saying? And it's different, but that's where the growth is at. That's where the moments that you actually can push through and you realize, look, this is who I am, this is what I want to be, this is how bad I want it, this is how much I really am willing to work towards the things that I want to work towards. And that's the next level stuff, man. And at the end of the day, you're going to sit there in your bed and you're going to realize, okay, this is what it takes for me to become successful, for me to make a lot of money, for me to get this business started. This is what it's going to take. Some things are going to come to you and they're going to be unexpected, some hidden fees, if you will. You're going to have some hidden moments, some hidden relationships that you didn't expect to end. But the thing is, at the end of the day, if you really want to get to where you want to get to, then you're going to have to push through those things. You're going to have to keep maneuvering and, guiding yourself through those things. Because if you don't have anyone else to guide you, then who else is going to keep you moving forward? You have to be there and show up for yourself on a consistent basis. And the thing that people don't really talk about is those things. Some people that, whenever you start going through the grind, they're like, oh man, this is like really, this is really good because I'm starting to see a lot of success. I'm starting to see a lot of money. I'm impacting a lot of people. I'm taking this business trip. I'm going on this plane. I'm being able to buy this car. But the thing is that it's not always going to be that easy. You know what I'm saying? If you were to really ask them their story, I guarantee you they have that one story that changed their life. And that story wasn't the positive story. The positive story comes after you failed many times. The positive story comes after you've known what it's like to go through the hardships and through the times that you felt dark, right? That's where you're able to actually enjoy the success. But if you don't have the moments to actually enjoy the success, that's because you haven't gone through enough hardship. If you felt like it was truly easy, that's because you didn't have enough hardship. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that we got to realize, that the hardship is supposed to be there. Failing and being hardworking and wanting to get after it is going to come with a lot of sacrifice. It's going to come with a lot of grind. It's going to come with a lot of time. But the thing is that as long as we keep moving forward, as long as we keep staying consistent in the goals and the things that we actually want to accomplish, we have to make sure that we're utilizing the time and actually putting ourselves in the correct position. And a part with that comes with, having your relationship with God to actually make sure that He's the one that's leading you, not you fully just leading yourself with your mind and your spirit. So, you got to put yourself in the right headspace, man. The grind is not easy. People always talk about how it's not easy, and that is a very true statement. But they don't talk about the relationships that you lose, man. I mean, you got to have some difficult conversations when you grew up with somebody and all of a sudden they're not on the same path as you. You got to have difficult times whenever you don't have the same belief system or the same support system as you did when you was growing up. Suddenly your parents don't see the vision that you do, right? That's a hard conversation to have. Look, this is where I want to be at. This is where I want to go. These are the things that I want to do for myself. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking to a new generation of people, maybe they might be more willing to accept and to, have more faith in what you have going on. If it's like, in this case, it's like, oh, I want to become a content creator and I want to make money off of social media, right? Your parents probably wouldn't understand what that's even like because they didn't even grow up with that opportunity. So you can't give, you got to be careful with who you're allowing people to be in your life, to know who's going to support you. Because then they're like, how are you going to make money off of social media? How are you going to make money off of making videos and off of content? That's because they're not used to that. But let you be like, well, I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna get a degree, and that's, you know, that's what I'm gonna do for my life. Then they're gonna support you. You got to be careful, man. You know, the people that you actually grown up with, your support system might not be the people that you actually are fully supported by all the time. And those are tough conversations that you got to have. You know, and the more that you start moving forward and you start removing people out of your life that you know that aren't good for you, like I said, it becomes lonely. It becomes isolated until you find the right people, until you find the right group for you to actually be surrounded by. And that's when you can actually start moving forward and prospering in life. But until then, you're trying to figure it out. And there's no problem with figuring out, man. I mean, I think a lot of people, whenever they're trying to figure it out, they think that it's like the biggest negative space that they can be in. But if you change the perspective on it, it's just you. You're able to depend on yourself. You're not depending on a team to make you successful. You're not depending on the people around you or handouts to make you successful. You're able to determine how your life is going to look like, and that's up to you. And so I personally think that's one of the best parts about it, is that, like, your life is dependent on you. What you want to do, what you want to accomplish, literally varies on how hard you're willing to work and how much time you're willing to put into it. And at the end of the day, you're going to see the results that you get, because you're like, man, I remember I had to work this super long shift at work, but I got overtime. I had to work overnights, but, you know, overnight they were paying more. So I was actually able to, you know, do this and this, right? Or maybe, you know, I was able to go to this certain college. So I was able to get this certain connections these people that I met. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to meet these people if I never went to college. I would have never had these internship opportunities if I never went here. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are opportunities that you got to utilize and you got to move forward with, because if you don't, and you don't see it as a positive thing, then you're going to be stuck sitting in the negative space that you shouldn't even be in. So you got to look at all these other moments as opportunities, especially if you're doing it on your own, because you're more in control of that than you are in having a whole team, because those are different people making their own decisions. So as you're trying to grow up, man, and as we're trying to figure out what the grind really looks like and really trying to be achieving the next level, we got to remind ourselves that it might get lonely, it might get hard. It's supposed to, though. And the moment that you can actually understand that it's going to be something difficult and that it's not going to be such an easy road, the more that you're going to be willing to accept it and understand what it really takes for you to get to the next level. And then on top of that, you'll actually be able to appreciate, man, I went through this hard time and I had these hard moments, but now I can add that to my story. Now I can add that to, you know, what's really been going on in my life. And I can actually have a testimony in my life to actually give to other people that want to get into the entrepreneurship space, or want to get into e-commerce, or if they want to get into having an online course, or whatever it looks like, right? Now you have a testimony to give other people to be like, look, I went through this, you're not alone. And now I can actually help you to skip some of the steps that I went through for you to become successful. So, you know, that's really all I got for you on this video, man. I need you guys to understand that not many people talk about the true struggle of the grind, but the struggle is meant to come. And once you start going through it, don't take it as such a negative thing. Take it as an opportunity for you to add it to your testimony and for you to actually grow and maneuver through the tough times. So, like I said, y'all, that's all I got for you. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Hey, man, share this video with someone that is having a hard time pushing through. Share this video with someone that really struggles with the grind. The grind is meant to be hard, man. And if you don't want to be successful, if you don't want to get after it, then you will remain the same. That being said, y'all, I will catch you on the next video. I'm gone.